Me, 36M, with my 42F of 2 years, I suspect she's up to some shenanigans. I've dated this lovely lady for about 2 years and she's meant the world to me. We've been two peas in a pod and I adore her completely. We've always had our week or weekend plans committed because we tend to travel quite a bit, so having these plans cemented is an important detail due to the arrangements I make for an outing. Well, several months ago she cancelled on me for a weekend trip. It was sudden and caught me off guard, but life happens. She had decided to go to a party with her friends. No big deal, and I told her I would pick her up at whatever time she called. I wished her a good time and counted on hearing at the end of the night. The end of the night comes and instead of a come pick up my silly self I got an I'm going to stay the night with my friend here. I was fine with this and said to rest up and have a nice night. When we finally meet up again a week later, something was off. My spider sense was tingling and she was looking everywhere but at my face while we were having dinner. I asked her if she was feeling okay or if there was something I could help with, and she said no, and that she just wants to go home. Something was clearly bothering her, but it was a secret and nothing I could say or do was going to let that secret out. Over the next several weeks, more plans of ours were cancelled and were replaced with her going to her friends to hang out for drinks. I actually tried to invite myself along to one of these excursions, but she insisted that I was going to be bored and to find something else to keep myself occupied. This puts me on full alert. It bothered me quite a bit because this had been happening often lately. I don't know what the next level of having a spider sense tingle is, but I was definitely on that next level. A week or so later she bails on our plans again for our Saturday. She tells me she's hanging out with her drinking friend at the farmer's market and maybe her and I can get together later that night. Well, shucks. It takes me 10 minutes to get to the market and I decide that I should put on my investigation hat and see what's going on. I do not tell her I'm on my way. Upon arrival to the market, I take a look around and I can't find this girl. I look everywhere. I sent her a message saying, "Hey, I happen to be at the market too. Where are you?" My phone blows up with all kinds of questions. Where did you park? What direction are you in? What shop are you by? I gave her the details, and 10 minutes later she's standing in front of me, with perfume on. She never wears perfume. I ask where her friends are as it would be good to say hi, and she tells me that her friends all left to get lunch. My question, dear Reddit, is how do I get to the bottom of this? What do I ask her? Am I imagining things or is something up? Am I reading things that aren't there? What's this girl up to? How do I get her to spill the beans?
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
So it's really likely she's cheating, and frankly I don't think you need to do any more digging. Even if she wasn't, her behavior has been evasive and disrespectful, and yet she refuses to admit that and or explain it. Your best bet is to just tell her how you feel. You are incredibly hurt that she is cancelling so many weekends on you, and you have noticed that she is very clearly less interested in you than before. If she denies it, then you can feel free to walk. She's denying reality on top of invalidating your feelings. If she doesn't deny it, but doesn't change her behavior either, then you've got your answer. She no longer values your relationship, and it's time to put it to bed. What's interesting is that whether or not she is actually cheating is somewhat beside the point here. If you are no longer a priority in her life, for whatever reason, then there's no real reason to continue to make her a priority in yours. It seems like quite a bit of advice is leading towards that she is up to something, and that I need to directly confront her about it. I agree with you. It really feels like I'm not a priority anymore, and I'm struggling right now to understand why. I'm really having a hard time contemplating walking away without a lot of reasoning. We've invested a lot of time and memories together that it seems odd to walk away from. Update: I, 36M, walked into my lovely GF, 42F, with her new boy toy. I brought the ice cream. First off, I want to say thanks to the advice everyone had given. There were a few thoughts that resonated that I appreciate. Secondly, get your popcorn. Discumbgood.jpg.gif. I know we all like a good story, and this is somewhat therapeutic for me. This all happened a few days ago and it took me a bit to digest everything. Quite a bit of advice was around direct confrontation and asking her what the heck was going on. After numerous ignored phone calls and text messages, she finally decided to pick up her phone. She apologized and said her phone was peacefully deleted and she didn't realize it until it was too late. I started in right away with that she had previously sent me a message nonchalantly that she just wasn't feeling it between us. After that message, we talked and she said she was just feeling stressed and was taking it out on me. Understandable, stress happens. So my next question was this: your friend had told me that you were seeing someone else. What's going on? Do you want to break up? Her answer: what? WHO said that? Oh my god. Who said that? Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of all these rumors about me. Who said that? She went on like this for quite a while. What struck me was that she was more concerned about someone ratting her out than the accusations. She assured me over and over that no, she did not want to break up, and then started making me feel awful that I would make these statements towards her. Didn't I know how she felt about me? That I was saying this made her feel like I didn't trust her. I suddenly felt like the worst person in the world. She also pleaded with me to give up who it was that said this, but I wasn't budging on that. In the end, she said she was having an emotional, stressful day and just wanted to relax and we would talk later, maybe over the weekend. After taking in the advice from here, I felt like she was misdirecting. I sat there in a mix of feeling like something was amiss, and feeling awful that I just accused my beautiful girlfriend of cheating on me. I felt terrible. I sat for a bit, feeling like I just put this huge crack in our relationship. I love her to pieces. I needed to go apologize. I hopped in my car and drove the hour to her city and decided to get her a quart of her favorite chocolate ice cream on my way there. When I stopped into the shop to pick up this treat, I run right smack into her daughter hanging out with her boyfriend. They are both in college, doing night classes, and just got out of school and wanted a treat. We were chit-chatting and she was going to be staying at her BF for the night, but forgot one of her workbooks and needed to stop at the house real quick to pick it up. After chatting, the daughter's BF took off and we both drove up to my GF house. I pulled into the street because they have assigned parking at her unit. Her daughter actually pulled up behind me instead of her own spot, and when we got out I said, "What's up, neighbor, took your spot again?" As we walked up to the door. No. That's not my neighbor's car. I don't know if it was the way she said it or her sigh afterwards or what, but suddenly it felt like my heart just sank. I knew what we were going to find, but I was hoping for anything but that. Her daughter and I both shuffled through the door and stopped immediately in the entryway. We could just hear them. There's no mistaking it. You know the sound, rhythmic thumping and moaning with little exclamations of pleasure. The bedroom was right across from us. Her daughter looked at me with her eyes as big as saucers and just goes, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." At this moment it felt like I was living outside my body. It's hard to explain, but suddenly it was like I was just a person watching actions happen. I couldn't really feel anything and I didn't know what to do. Here I am, standing here, with a quart of ice cream while my GF is getting railed in her bedroom. I had no idea how to proceed. My whole body just felt like I couldn't control it. Her daughter suddenly just screams, "Mom! What the duck?" That sounded like a cross between a banshee wail and a fire truck siren. My GF actually ran out of the bedroom, naked and all, possibly thinking there was some emergency. Maybe motherly instincts that something bad just happened. I don't know. She started to formulate words but fell silent as soon as she saw the two of us standing there. Eventually a stream of words fell out of her mouth. "Oh my god. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here?" She kept repeating it over and over until she ran back into the bedroom. I still stood there, shocked, still having an out-of-body experience. I don't know how much time passed. Seconds or hours. It blurs. She came out clothed in her pajamas and was talking to whoever it was on the other side of the bedroom door. My GF, ex now, started yelling at her daughter and I about why we were in the house. I think the realization of everything was suddenly starting to hit her because she started crying and making unintelligible noises. Her daughter starts to scream at her about how could you do this? And you did it again? At this point, I had seen enough. I couldn't even look at her anymore. Everything was numb and my ears felt like they were ringing. My body still wasn't my own. I walked over to her kitchen table and put down the ice cream saying, I know you get hungry after romance, so here's some ice cream. And walked out the door. She started sobbing no but I just kept walking and drove home. That was a few days ago. I didn't go to work the next day. My phone has been blown up. I have not replied. For your reading pleasure here are some of my favorite messages. If we had spent more time together it wouldn't have happened. It doesn't mean anything. You know that I love you. If you cared anything about us or our relationship you would talk to me. Are you ignoring me? Please, I have lots of pleases. If you cared, we would be able to work this out. It goes on and on. Right now I still feel kinda numb. I just don't understand how or why this happened. I gave this girl and her family so much and my all and it didn't even matter. I provided for them when times were tough and did so much to make our lives good. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but I feel like I don't mean anything or that I can't make someone happy now. It's frustrating. I know you'll get over it in time but it definitely hurts. I don't understand why or how this could happen. We were so good too. So many questions I want to ask her, but I'm forcing myself to not have contact with her and just going to move on. In retrospect I wish I kept the ice cream. Too long, didn't read, GF caught having romance. She got rewarded with ice cream. You did it again? God, those words from her daughter tell you everything you need to know. Stay strong, man. If you can, block her number so you're not tempted to reply, and if not, just maintain no contact. Yeah. I kinda really want to talk with her ex-husband. The few times we've met, he always looked like he wanted to tell me something but held back. I imagine this is why he is the ex-husband. I feel really bad for the daughter. She sounds sweet despite growing up with a terrible role model. Best of luck processing everything. I'm terribly sorry to hear what happened to you. At least this can close this chapter of your life and soon you can start a new one and find someone who treats you wonderfully. No contact, Jim, Facebook, blah blah, etc. Her daughter is a good person and knows full well the kind of commitment I had to her family. It's frustrating because I feel like the actions of one punishes everyone. My boyfriend cheated on me with a girl who had a boyfriend, and I told her boyfriend. Now everyone is pissed at me. The title basically sums it up. My boyfriend is M22, I'm F21 and we've been together 2 years. My boyfriend cheated on me with a girl who had a boyfriend. They're both in their early 20s and are a guy and a girl. I found out because someone told me at a party, and my boyfriend confirmed when confronted. Consequently, I FB messaged the boyfriend and told him. He thanked me and broke up with her. Now all my friends are telling me that I did a horrible thing and shouldn't have gotten involved in someone else's relationship. Did I do the wrong thing? Too long, didn't read, told guy that he was cheated on, everyone thinks I shouldn't have edit. Wow, thank you to the person who gilded me. I appreciate it. Definitely put a smile on my face on a day that was pretty poopy otherwise. Edit, the girlfriend is FB messaging me now, essentially annoying me and telling me that it was childish of me to meddle in her relationship and told me I was just jealous of her. I blocked her but I'm wondering how to deal with this. It's kind of upsetting and I really don't want added drama in my life or her to retaliate somehow. Edit, I also wanted to clarify that I did break up with my boyfriend, since a lot of people were asking about that. Say to your friends, just to be clear, you're saying that if I find out that your boyfriend/girlfriend is cheating on you, I shouldn't tell you? This is the correct response, OP. I'm confused. He thanked you and broke up with her. The only person who matters appreciated it. Tell them to go tell that guy you shouldn't have gotten involved. Let's be honest here, those who were kicking up a fuss probably knew what happened and are feeling guilty about not telling either of you about it.